Hello and welcome back, everybody, for this edition of the Rushville Recap. Today I'm joined by Economic Development Director John McCane, Mike Kampeter, President of Diamond Pet Foods, and Mark Schell, Executive Vice President of Diamond Pet Foods. And today, John, we're going to be visiting with him, talking about the new groundbreaking of the Diamond Pet Food facility. Take it away.
Yes, it's an extremely exciting time for the community, and we literally just got finished with the groundbreaking, and for us, I think because it wasn't a public event, we want to do some of these activities so that we can let the people in Rush County a little bit understand Diamond Pet Food and the presence that they're going to have here in the community. I'll reiterate that the project is $259 million. They're going to create 170 good-paying jobs, and the facility will change the look of our northern part of the city, as the structure is going to be 700,000 square feet. So a lot of exciting things going on, and I shared with these gentlemen earlier that it has been a genuine joy to work with them, because for us to have the leadership of a company that is approachable, that if you pick up the phone or send a text, they respond quickly, and they're great. So Mike and Mark are they're just going to be a real asset to our community, and they're going to Diamond Pet Food is going to fit in well here. So enough from me. Talk to us. For the average person here in Rushville, they've heard of Diamond Pet Foods. What is the story of Diamond Pet Food? Where did you all come from, and how did you end up here in Rushville today for this new production and distribution facility?
Well, in 1970, Mark's dad, my uncle, and my father, their brother-in-laws, bought a small feed manufacturer called Mita Feed and Grain. 99.9% of it was swine and dairy feed. A little bit of it was pet food. And when I say a little bit, like 40 bags a week. But in the 80s, we got a little more serious about pet foods. We did our first facility in the original town of Mita. And as the business grew, our next facility went to Lathrop, California. After that, we decided to go to the East Coast, and we went to central South Carolina, or just outside of Columbia, in Gaston. And then our next facility, we needed more production on the West Coast. We went to Ripon, California. The next facility was a few years ago. We went to South Central Arkansas. It was an opportunity there to get in a facility very quickly. And most recently, we bought a facility in southeast Kansas. But we still need production. So we start looking for property between basically the state of Indiana to Pittsburgh. And we ended up in Rushville.
Well, you made a great decision, I'll tell you that. And currently your headquarters are in Jefferson City, but up until then, that move a couple of years ago, you were in the town of Mita, where you started. And Mita is a rural community too. What's the population there?
It's around 200.
Yeah, so you guys understand rural communities, and that's why I think you're going to be a good fit. I've had a lot of people ask me, why is it Diamond Pet Food? What's that all about?
The original owner of Mita Feed and Grain was a guy by the name of Urban Smits. And one time, a customer just told him that his dog's coat shined like a diamond. So that's where he got the name from.
That's curious. Was the dog ever used in like promotion or anything?
No. I don't even know who the dog was. I think this was before my time. It was in the 50s.
Well, it was exciting today to have the first dog of Indiana, Henry Holcomb, came out for the groundbreaking. That was exciting. You came to town like last June.
Yes.
And how many sites did you look at before you determined?
We used a site consultant, BLS, and they went out and looked at sites really, like Mike said, from Indiana to Pittsburgh, even south here a little bit. So the number of sites they looked at were probably in the hundreds. They narrowed it down to, I think, about 6 sites. that we thought were viable. They checked the check marked the box as far as what you want for population base, some infrastructure, rail, and then we just started visiting sites. I think Rushville was actually the last one we visited. Came here and was really very impressed with the people, the local people here, and just the feel of the community itself. And you could tell there was a lot of pride in the community. There was a good direction, a good leadership here on bringing that rural feel, bringing the rural community back. And a lot of we see this around the country now. I think where a lot of our rural communities are, the population base is dwindling a little bit. And it was good to see a city here that's focused on bringing young people back, bringing that rural, grassroots back, which I think is very important for our country. So it felt right. Like I said this morning, it felt like home. And, we thank you, John, Mayor, Mike. We thank you, the leadership here, the local group, and really everything you guys do to help bring this together. It was a true team effort, and we're excited to be here.
Well, and I will say, I think on behalf of the mayor as well, that those words mean a lot to us because we have dedicated ourselves to bringing a rural community. We've taken the term leading the way in rural Indiana. We haven't had anybody tell us or argue it yet or sue us for that. So we feel very proud of the things that we've been doing in our community. What type of pet products are you guys going to be making here in Rushville?
Well, it's going to be dog and cat foods. We will start out with our own brands, which will be Taste of the Wild, Diamond Naturals, Diamond, Professional Plus. We will be bringing in some of our existing partners where we manufacture their labels for them. And we haven't really determined that yet, which ones, but we'll probably have about 7 different brands here.
And you guys do private label for Costco, the Kirkland brand?
Yes.
And Tractor Supply, I think I heard as well?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
So that's exciting. When do you anticipate seeing a building going vertical?
A lot of it's going to depend on the weather. Right now, we're obviously moving dirt out there. If we can get a good winter, I expect some buildings here up, maybe 60 days, at least some foundations going down, and hopefully we'll start getting some buildings coming in. We've got a lot of the equipment on order already. Some of that is just the lead times that equipment are at right now.
Sure.
So we like to do that. So we'd like to be able to get some of the buildings down so we can start storing some of the equipment here. And then, the big mill tower process will probably be next summer sometime. That'll be about a 2-week continuous pour of concrete. So
yeah, I'm already trying to stage where I'm going to put my lawn chair and cooler to watch that.
And I'm sure the construction company they'll probably do a time lapse on it. It'll be something to be pretty neat to watch too. So we're hoping to be operational in 2024. Next step for us too is start assembling a workforce. So that's the next thing that we kind of got on our agenda, and obviously working here with the resources you have locally. We're looking forward to that process, and so that'd be something we'll want to get started here very quickly.
Well, it's going to be an exciting 18 to 24 months for Rushville and Rush County, and hopefully for your company as well. And I appreciate not you just taking the time today for this podcast, but everything that you've done for the last 8 months in working with our community. You've been awesome, and it's not always easy. Once you say, yeah, we're going to go there, well, what are we going to do with stormwater? Well, let's figure that out. And those are just are the things that you've been great to work with. So thank you for that.
Thank you, John.
So Nick, I'm going to send it back to you.
Thanks, John. And once again, just a big thank you to Mike and Mark from Diamond Pet Foods. Rush County is very excited to add the Diamond Pet Food family to our community. That's it for this edition of the Rushville Recap. Thank you all, and stay tuned.